Is it going?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just edit out the first couple seconds. All right, class, so can anyone tell me what we have been working on so far this week?
5-finger retell.
Good, and can you give me an example of what a 5-finger retell would look like?
Character, setting, problem, event, solution.
Good, that's awesome. All right, so what we're going to be working on today is, can someone tell me what we did yesterday?
We worked on main character versus supporting characters.
Good, and anything else we've worked on so far with a retell?
Beginning, middle, and end.
Awesome. So we're going to finish up our little section on retell. We're going to finish it up tomorrow, but it's going to be one of our last lessons. Today we're going to focus on problem and solution. And can I get someone to read the objective for today for me? Savannah, could you read that for me?
With your table groups, we will be able to identify the problem and solution in a story.
All right, and can someone put that in an I can statement for me? So what is this going to look like when we're done? What are you going to be able to do in an I can statement?
I can identify the problem and solution in a story.
Great, awesome job. All right, can anyone think of a problem and solution that you have come across in a book that you have read so far this year? What kind of problems might a character come across in a story?
In Skippy John Jones, he got grounded. His mom
Okay.
got grounded, or grounded him.
And what was the solution to his problem?
He played in his room until he was no longer grounded.
All right, can anyone else give me a problem and solution that they have read about? Think of maybe Judy B. Jones. Any problems or solutions you may think of in Judy B. Jones? Yeah, Lynn.
She one time forgot to get on the bus.
Good. Forgot to get on bus. And how did she fix that problem?
The police and firemen came and found her in the school.
Good. Any other ideas?
In Rainbow Fish, he was being teased.
Okay. And how did he fix this problem?
He shared with his friends.
Perfect. All right, so the book we're going to read today that we're going to look at problems and solutions is Swimming by Leonie. And when I read, I want you guys to think about what problem the main character is having in the story and how they fixed their problem. I want you to think about that in your head, and when we're done reading, you're going to turn to your elbow, knee, knee partner, and you're going to discuss it after we finish the book. All right. A happy school of fish lived in a corner of the sea somewhere. They were all red. Only one of them was black as a mussel shell. He swam faster than his brothers and sisters. His name was Swimmy. One bad day, a tuna fish, swift, fierce, and very hungry, came darting through the waves. In one gulp, he swallowed all the little red fish. Only Swimmy escaped. He swam away in the deep, wet world. He was scared, lonely, and very sad. But the sea was full of wonderful creatures, and as he swam from marvel to marvel, Swimmy was very happy again. He saw a Medusa made of rainbow jelly, a lobster who walked about like a water-moving machine, strange fish pulled by an invisible thread, a forest of seaweed growing from sugar candy rocks, an eel whose tail was almost too far away to remember. and sea anemones who looked like pink palm trees swaying in the wind. Then, hidden in the dark shade of rocks and weeds, he saw a school of little fish, just like his own. "Let's go out and swim and play and see things," he said happily. "We can't," said the little red fish. "The big fish will eat us all." "But you can't just lie there," said Swimmy. "We must think of something." Swimmy thought and thought and thought. Then suddenly he said, "I have it! We are going to swim all together like the biggest fish in the sea." He taught them how to swim close together, each in his own place. And when they had all learned to swim like one giant fish, he said, "I'll be the eye." And so they swam in the cool morning water, and in the midday sun chased away the big fish. All right, so I want you guys to turn and talk to your elbow, elbow, knee, knee partners and talk about what you think the problem that Swimmy was having and how he fixed his problem.
I think the problem he was having is that all his friends got eaten by a big fish.
And he was sad.
I'm scared of the big fish.
And then he found new friends who were also scared of the fish.
And he taught them all how to swim together, so they were all one big fish, so they were not eaten.
And scared off the other big fish.
Yeah.
Smaller big fish.
All right, can I get a volunteer to tell me what the problem was in Swimmy?
All of his family and friends got eaten by a big fish.
All right, all his friends were eaten by a big fish. All right, and how did Swimmy fix his problem?
He found new friends and taught them how to swim like a really big fish.
Good. All right, so what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna have you guys go back to your table groups. And you are gonna get some matching cards, and what each of the matching cards has on it is one card is a problem and one card is a solution. But the cards don't tell you which one is the problem and which one is the solution. So you guys have to figure that out. And I know you guys are super smart first graders, so you'll be able to do that. So one card might say, "It started raining right before I was going to walk to school." Does that sound like a problem or a solution? Problem, good. And this one says, "I got an umbrella so I wouldn't get wet." Does that sound like a problem or a solution?
Solution.
Good. And do those two sound like they go together? All right, so you're going to find the two cards that go together, find the problem and find the solution, and put them together. After you guys do that, I'm going to walk around and make sure that you guys are all doing all right. After you do that, I'm going to hand you your little problem and solution worksheet. You can have one that you use only writing on. So if you want to challenge yourselves, you can only do writing. Or we have one where you can add pictures. It's a little bit less room to write, but you have an option to draw some pictures to help me understand your thinking process. All right, so I'm going to hand these out to you guys. Thank you. You're welcome. All right, go ahead and start matching those. If you need, you can talk to a partner, but I would like you to do most of the work on your own. Lynn, can you tell me some of the problems and solutions you have on here?
Yeah, one of the problems is my friend called me a mean name and hurt my feelings. And the solution is I told her that it hurt my feelings and she apologized.
Good. How did you know that those two cards went together?
Because I know that when someone says something mean, they're supposed to apologize to you.
Good.
And it says hurt my feelings in both of them, so I knew they went together.
Good, so you looked for words that went together. That's a really good strategy. Awesome, I'm gonna let you keep working. All right, Taylor, can you read me one of your cards that you put together?
Sarah was really, really hungry. She made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and ate it.
All right, and how did you know that those two cards went together?
Because it was talking about how she was really hungry and that was her problem. So to fix her problem, she made food and she made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Good, so you knew that a peanut butter and jelly sandwich was food, so you knew that those two cards went together.
Mm-hmm.
Good strategy, awesome. Oh, you can't see me, but. All right, Savannah, can you tell me one of your cards that you put together?
There was one, Steve was really scared that the kids at his new school would be mean, and his solution was when he got to school, well, when he got to his new school, all the kids were really nice.
Good, and how did you know that those two cards went together?
Because it was talking about kids at school.
Good, good strategy. All right, so I'm gonna pass out the problem and solution worksheet now, and this is gonna go in your learning log, so make sure you use your best handwriting. And let me know if you want one with just words or with pictures and words when I come around. All right, Taylor, would you like one with just words or pictures and words?
I want pictures and words.
Perfect. All right, make sure to use your best handwriting and put your name at the top. All right, Lynn, would you like one with pictures or words?
Just words.
Just words, all right, way to challenge yourself. And Savannah, would you like pictures or pictures and words?
I'll just use
Or
words. please.
Words, just words, okay, good job, awesome. All right, so make sure you use your best handwriting. You can use a problem and solution that you heard in swimming, or you can use a problem and solution that you saw on your cards. Or, if you really want to challenge yourself, think back to the books we read this year. Maybe you read them in your book boxes, and talk about a problem and solution that a character had in that story. Yes, Lynn?
Could you pass me the book so I can spell the author's name?
Absolutely. And if you want, you can pass that around so everyone else can see it too. Alright, so Taylor, which problem and solution are you going to be writing about today?
I'm gonna write about the fish in swimming.
The fish in swimming? Alright.
And how his friends got eaten and how he got new friends and they scared the big fish. They swam out together so they could be bigger than the big fish.
Good, awesome. And I hope you draw some really great pictures to show that. Alright, Savannah, can you tell me which story you're going to be writing about today?
I'm going to be writing about Dinosaurs Thanksgiving.
Dinosaur Thanksgiving. Awesome. I don't think we read that book. Can you tell me what the problem and the solution is in that book?
A little boy wants to have Thanksgiving with all of his dinosaurs, but all of his dinosaurs are toys, so he just has to share his food with his toys.
So he shares his food with his toys. That sounds like a really exciting book. Maybe we'll have you read that to us someday. All right. And Lynn, what story are you going to be writing about today for your learning log?
I'm gonna talk about Lyle Crocodile.
Okay.
And he doesn't fit in the city he goes to because he's a crocodile. And the solution is that he dresses up like a human and finds a family that helps him.
Awesome. Sounds like a really good story. I don't think we read that one either, so we'll have to have you read that to us. All right, so I'm going to bring around your guys' learning logs. And whenever you're done with your worksheet, no rush. Now, if you fill out your learning log as your exit task for today, make sure these make it into your 3-ring binder. All right, so I'm gonna have us all come back together now, and I want us to discuss what we learned today. So let's go back to the objective. Can I have someone reread this for me?
With your table groups, students will be able to identify the problem and solution in a story.
All right, and who gave me an I can statement at the beginning of the lesson? Taylor, can you tell me that again?
I can identify the problem and solution in the story.
All right, so what we learned today is that we can identify the problem and the solution in a story. Do you guys all think that you can do that now? All right, perfect. So I'll be looking at your learning logs to see if we met our objective today. Why is it important that we learn to tell the problem and solution in a story? Savannah.
Because we will face problems in our classes and in our friendships, so we need to know how to make solutions out of them.
Good, I like that answer. That's a great answer. And is there anything that anyone thinks they might still need to work on with problem and solution?
More details.
More details, good. So can you give me maybe a problem and solution with a little bit more details?
From the book, so ours was all his friends were eaten by a big fish, but we could have also talked about him being lonely after all his friends were
Good.
eaten.
So that might be another problem that he was having. So characters can have more than one problem in a story. Can they have more than one solution in a story?
Mm-hmm.
Could one solution also fix more than one problem?
Mm-hmm.
Good, all right, so that's something to keep in mind when you guys are reading your books. Awesome job, so make sure that your learning log makes it into your 3-ring binder and that your problem and solution worksheet also makes it in there along with that. Make sure your today's date is on your paper. It's written up here on our board so you guys all know what the date is. All right, now we're going to move on to a different subject.